Started before my wife passed, and my wife passed about 16 years ago. So it was before that. So it's in the 20s somewhere that I've been here. I'm 84. I enjoy it. I'm old and decrepit and can't move around much anymore, so sitting and stapling is really what it's all about for me now. This is what I do. A man that worked with me at Rockwell by the name of Jeff Brayton, whose whole family belonged to the church. I knew his brother in high school, and that's how I got to know him. And I knew he was a Christian, so I hit on him a little bit at work about trouble I was having with my son. He gave me a good testimony and asked if he could come over one night. And I said, sure. It was around Halloween, October, like 17th, when he came over. I was in the basement just finishing up with supper. I had put a bunch of pork chops on the grill in the basement and just finishing up with that. And he came and I said, let's sit down here where it's quiet and we can talk. And he laid out the business of getting saved and going through that, which I'd never heard of that before. And it was really interesting to me. And he said, when he got done with his telling me about it, he said, now how do you feel about it? And I said, I feel like I'm ready to turn my life over to God. And he said, what makes you feel that way? And I said, I've been questioning my life and what I'm here for all my life, since I was first could remember that I had a thought in my head about life. And I said, I feel I'm ready. Been ready since I was born. And he said, okay, let's do it. And so I prayed and asked God for a close relationship with Christ and asked him to forgive my sins. And I felt great. And anyway, then later on, he was telling me about the print shop, which this building that we're sitting in right now was not here. The print shop was over in the old gymnasium, and the machines looked like dinosaurs. They were so big and oxy and black. They were all black. And I thought, oh my goodness, how can anything good come out of those machines? And I wasn't too impressed. He said, I come here whenever I can, and I work with whatever there is need to be done, and this is the way it works. And he showed me all the machines and how they work, and I walked away shaking my head. And it was years later, after this print shop was built and things were much brighter and cleaner and better looking, that I started to come here. And it got Jerry, he encouraged me to come here. And so I did. I'd meet him on Saturday morning and we'd come over here and staple up a bunch of booklets, and pretty soon it got to be a way of life, and I couldn't leave it. It was my ministry. Tim called me off from being over in Malawi, called all of us the other day, and we got to talking to him, and I said, Tim, I really miss you. I wish you'd hurry up and get home. And he said, well, what do you miss about me? I said, the way you make your cinnamon buns. I'm anxious to taste those cinnamon buns again. And he got a big kick out of that, and we laughed. So that's Tim for you. I love him. I dearly love him. He is a good leader. He's always moving and doing, and I love to see that. I love the Lord, and I love what's going on here. It's part of me now.